You ever wondered how people turn a rundown property into a profitable investment? Well, in this video, I'm going to explain how flipping properties work. My name is Shah, and I'm a real estate agent from the Metro Detroit area. Whether you're here interested in learning how to flip properties or you're just here to learn about the concept, at the end of this video, hopefully you learn the basics about flipping properties. So what is the basics of flipping a property? Essentially, what you want to do is buy a property at a low price, add some renovations to it, and then sell it for a profit where you make money at the end. It's a very good way to make a lot of money, but it's a very high risk, high reward type scenario. With flipping properties, there's a lot of risk involved, such as holding costs, renovations going bad, and if the property doesn't sell in time, which can ruin your margins. When you're trying to sell your property as a flip, you want to get this done within 6 to 12 months at the most. But you want to do it as soon as possible, because each month, those holding costs will eat into your profits. If you don't get these done right away, this could really hurt your deal. So with flipping properties, there's a huge risk to it. So keep that in mind. Now, how do you find a deal on these flip properties? You essentially want to look around everywhere, but a good places could be at the MLS, foreclosure markets, and sometimes a lot of realtors will have off-market deals from sellers who want to sell their property, but they don't want to list on the market. So people like me can help you with that. Also, a plus note from me as a Metro Detroit realtor, for flipping properties, the Detroit Land Bank has a lot of options there, where there's properties for $5,000 to $15,000. Now with Detroit Land Bank investing, there's a lot of risk to it because you have to get it done within a certain amount of time. The city government requires it, and you have to have it finished and with someone inside it. So there's a lot of caveats to investing in those Detroit Land Bank properties, but that's another option there. And the city of Detroit has a lot of flipped properties. So if you want some pointer tips on where you can find a lot of property flips, Detroit, cities near Detroit such as Warren, Dearborn, and Ecorse, Taylor, I've seen a lot of deals there where you can flip properties. So just give you a small note there, personal note from me. But there's a couple of things you should look out for when you're doing your real estate flipping deals. And there's a lot of mistakes I see people make that it really hurts them in the deal. The first big mistake would be overestimating the ARV, after repair value, essentially what the property is going to sell for. I will see people try to say, oh, I can sell this property for $170 when it's a $150K neighborhood. Don't overestimate your ARV, underestimate it. It doesn't hurt you to underestimate it. And if you get it over, it only goes better. But you do not want to overestimate it, because the last thing you do is you sell it for less and you lose all your profit, or you barely break even. Second one would be underestimating renovation costs, and this kind of goes in with the after repair value. If you underestimate your renovation costs and you end up going over, it can completely ruin your entire deal. Why would you want to do that? If you overestimate your repair cost, at least if it goes under, it's better for your budget. So I would always give a little bit overestimating the repair costs and underestimating your ARV. If it goes better, it's even good for your deal. Third one would be ignoring permit requests. In Michigan, it's not that much of an issue, but some cities have a rule where before you do certain renovations, you have to get a permit done by the city. So you should get that done and make sure you have to get the permits that you require for each city that you're investing your properties in. The last thing you want to do is do a full renovation and find out that you're not going to get a permit for that. You have to redo it entirely again. That's a waste of money, and that can hurt your flip. So make sure you know what permits are required for the property that you're investing in. The last one is poor location choice. You want to make sure that the property area has a good high demand and the prices are rising. The last thing you want to do is catch a falling knife and trying to flip a property in a market where the prices are declining and the days on markets are high. The longer it takes to sell the property, the more it hurts your margins, because each month there's costs that are eating away at your profits. You have to sell it quickly. You know that you can. Make sure the days on markets are really low in these neighborhoods so you can sell it real quick. Now, next thing you should do is build a proper team for flipping your properties. This is very crucial because a good team can lead to good flips. A bad team can lead to a terrible flip. Your team is very important who you work with. The first one would be a realtor, obviously. Someone like me or your friend or anyone you trust, a realtor, to help you find these deals. They can do the negotiations, a contract for you, and you can focus on building your properties and finding your next deals while the realtors help with the negotiations and the contracts. Now, the second one is going to be a very important one, and this is the contractor. The contractor is the guy who's going to be helping you do all the renovations or do the renovations themselves. It's very important to have this good relationship with them and have someone that you trust with good reviews, or someone you just personally know, because this contractor is going to be your biggest partner, even more than the realtor myself, because they're the ones who are going to be doing the renovations. If the renovations go wrong, it's up to them. If the renovations go good, it's up to them. Sometimes a flip can really depend on the contractor themselves and how they price you also. So make sure you have a really good contractor. What I would suggest is you get a recommendation from your realtors and other people you know. Go to real estate meetups where you see other investors. You might even see contractors there yourself. They can recommend you people. Go to contractors that you know that have reviews and they're licensed. So you know you're getting something real. There's a lot of scams out there, so you really need to watch out for this. And the third one's going to be inspector. Inspectors can go in with contractors, honestly, because I've seen people bring in contractors for their inspections. They do about the same thing. But an inspector can be a good thing because they can figure out if there's any problems with the property or if this is going to be a good flip or not. Inspections are always a good thing in general for any type of property, whether you're just a residential or a first-timer or just trying to flip. You know what's going on in the property. Especially as a flip, you should know what's going on because you're going to have to fix it and deal with it. You don't want to sell a property with a bunch of issues because sometimes the new buyers can sue you for that. So really know what you're doing. Get a good inspector, get a good contractor, get a good realtor. This team is very important for your deals. Also, another note you should add, if you're not going to be using your own money, a loan officer or a person that can help you find hard money financing. These people would help you get into more deals. So it's very important to know how you get your money, how you get your deals, and how you get your deals done. The realtor, loan officer, and inspector/contractor. Now let's talk about underwriting the deal, which is essentially doing the numbers on it and seeing if a property deal works out. Now there's a general rule of thumb called the 70% ARV rule, which people use to find out if a flip can work out or not. So let me give you a good example to explain this to you. So let's say you found a deal where it requires $40,000 of money to put into renovations, and then that property will sell for $200K once it's done. So how do you know what price to buy the property at and see if it's worth it? It's not going to be $160 because you're going to be selling for $200. You have selling cost, holding cost, and you're going to be under. The correct price is $100K, and this is how I get to that number. $200K times 70% gets you $140,000. Now, after $140,000, you subtract that with the $40,000 of renovations, and you get $100,000. So you should, if you're going to be buying a flip where there's $40,000 renovations and it's going to be selling for $200K, you should buy that property for no more than $100,000. If you can get it for less, even better for you. So that's the general rule for the ARV. But now there's other costs I want to add in when you're doing these numbers, such as holding cost and the closing cost. Holding costs are going to be things such as your mortgage payment, your interest, your property taxes, utilities, stuff like that. You're going to be paying that cost each month while you're renovating the property and you have the property in your name. So it's very crucial to sell the property as soon as possible so you can reduce the holding cost and you can increase your profit. Other thing is closing cost. Closing cost is like the realtor's commission, title fees, and other fees you have to pay at the closing table when you're trying to sell the property. Selling a property is not free and there's going to be other costs. You have to consider that into your numbers when you're doing a flip. After you do all these numbers and you're still ending up with a big profit that you like, that's going to be a good flip. If you have any questions about flipping properties or you're interested in looking for one or just anything about real estate, feel free to contact me. My name is Shah. Thank you guys for watching and you guys have a great day.